Guys. Hey guys, Redbeard here. Look, got a lot going on today. Got some work done. Got a lot to do. Got a whole lot to do still. Anyway, I wanted to get the body on here, and that's something I've been looking forward to doing. It's the first time it's set on the new chassis, and it went about as expected. The, the the rails line up pretty good. Like I'm not too worried about getting it to sit down on here. We're gonna do a couple precision dents up here in the front and the firewall. A lot of that's getting changed that anyway. For now, I'm just going to massage it back. Give me about a half inch to an inch. I got to bring the tub forward. And then I got to put, I hate to say it, but I'm going to put wheel spacers on it for now because the offset is terrible on these rims. It's not going to work. So I don't know what rims I want to run yet. So I don't want to go out and buy new ones just yet. So I think I'll just run some spacers on here, get this widened out a little bit, where everything will sit down on here like it needs to. So hopefully that'll be in by Friday. I've got some adjustable struts coming in on Friday too. Again, I'm not going to run them, but I needed something to set these these strut towers in the front and get this where it's carrying a load. Right now I do have a automotive skate underneath this front end. There's like no weight on the front end. I can drag it side to side still. The rear end is sitting like the inside of the rear fenders are jammed into the tires. I can't go any lower in the back. So I'm still sitting up off of the chassis all the way back. The only place it's contacting is right here in the front. Now this is all going away too for the most part. I'm going to brace this up. I got a couple braces to drop in, and then I'm going to come in here and triangulate this a bit more. And then eventually there will be a crossover over the whole thing. If this clears, I may just build off of it and not trim it out just yet, because I am going to need some structure up here in the front to mount radiator and whatnot, but I don't believe this is it. So all I'm looking to do is get this tub down, get the tub square over the wheelbase, and then set the engine in here and just see what kind of clearance I got, how much room I have, what am I playing with. I'm getting to that point where I'm worried about building myself into a corner. Steering linkage is going to be an issue. I can tell that from here. Hopefully I can change this whole shaft out, the whole column out with an aftermarket and route it under that rail and over and catch a steering box up here. Somewhere down here under the exhaust is my goal. We'll see if that works. It may get electric steering. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge a little closer to time. All this is going away. Like I said, probably have to run Hydro Boost anyway. If I go ahead and put the blower on that Viper engine, we're going to need the vacuum assist won't do any good. So quite a bit to do, a lot to do, but today's a big step, another big step, and getting it off the gantry and onto the chassis was a bit of a challenge. Hopefully within wheel spacers and whatnot, it'll go back up on the gantry easier, so I can modify the floor plan and a little bit of work I got to do underneath it. So hopefully by this weekend she's back up on the rack, and I'll brace it up with some scaffolding or not scaffolding, sawhorses or something just for safety there. And I'm going to have to get underneath there and do a bit of trimming underneath the body. Kind of been putting that off too, but it looks like it's time. So anyway, I do a quick walk around. Not a lot to see, but it is down. Like I said, we still got about 3 inches between the chassis and the body. The front is probably about where ride height's going to be. The rear is stuffed, but it's still above ride height because of that interference with the body, right? So when the body comes down and the tire's clear, the tub will sit down, but the differential will actually come up a little bit. Anyway, there's a lot going on, a lot of stuff to set up, but not bad for just being down here by myself for a few hours tonight. Got this done, so pretty happy with that. And I'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching, guys. Do it. All right, guys, it's kind of a mess in here, but I do have the upper A-arms just tacked in. There's no load on them right now. They won't handle any load the way they're mounted. I've actually got a lot of work to do on that geometry to get that right, I'm sure. But for now, I'm just trying to make sure I got room for the engine still, because the rest of this isn't going to matter a whole lot if I don't. You can see we're sitting off the ground. With the leg burners on here and I get that height out, we're going to get about where we want to be. The tub is also, I believe, about 1.5 inches back from where it needs to be. Like I said, I got to modify that front firewall just a hair, and we'll get that shoved forward. As we come around, she's going to stuff in there pretty good. And then back here, you can see that excess I left on the chassis sticking out. I've got to get all that, and the body's not sitting flat on them tires either. It's jammed in here on the passenger side a touch more. But I'm probably going to have to cut off them upper runners, that excess I left on there, to let that body drop down. And I got about 2.5, 3 inches back here to get out of it still, too. That's not a big deal. I built this cross bracing up in there, and that's what I'll actually be building the rear bumper off of. So I'm not real worried about having that excess. That was always meant to come off. I just wasn't sure where to cut it. So, anyway, she's down lower than she was. And the gantry's still standing, so that's a good sign. Anyway, guys, we'll catch up with you.